Interested in spotting public relations spin? Look no further than the recent profile on disgraced actor Armie Hammer. As someone who works in crisis communication, I'm always on the hunt for a strategy in a reputation recovery move like this one. So let's see if we can ID what the strategy is in this article and some of the framing techniques. The first big strategy move I noticed was the choice of publication. This is Airmail. This is a weekly digital newsletter brought to us by the former editor of Vanity Fair. This allows Hammer to weave a story in almost 10,000 words to tell his side of the story. Compare that to a television interview, a cable news interview, or an interview like a legacy newspaper like a New York Times. He simply doesn't have the real estate. Also, if he went to like a Variety, an industry magazine, he wouldn't quite have the same amount of control. We'll come back to that word. You can see the strategy right outside the gate. Armie Hammer breaks his silence. This is his first interview that we're finally hearing from him. But the sub tells us the framing. You don't even need to read all the words. Just look for the keywords. Me Too, lit up, the internet, destroyed. Do you know what the framing is? There are three issues that he's trying to tackle here: cannibalism, cancellation, and the cost to his reputation. First issue, cannibalism. The framing, the reveal that he was sexually abused by a youth pastor at 13 years of age, only told 2 people, 1 is no longer living. In the article, he says, what that did for me was it introduced sexuality into my life in a way that was completely out of my control. I was powerless in the situation. I had no agency in the situation. Sexuality was introduced to me in a scary way where I had no control. Second issue, the cancellation. The framing. Hammer uses almost all of these 10,000 words to meticulously discredit every single woman who accused him of sexual assault. He also tries to discredit his ex-wife, Elizabeth Chambers. He is trying to frame this as an unfair attack against someone who happens to have a certain sexual proclivity. That's how he's managing the cancellation. 3 is the cost to his reputation. We started the conversation here and we ended it with this quote where he complains that no one in Hollywood wants to align themselves with him. He says, when they throw someone like me on the fire to protect themselves, all they're doing is making the fire bigger. And that fire is now out of control and it's going to burn everyone down. What this story is about, in my opinion, is a guy who's used to having control and he lost it. And now that it's out, he wants it back. Will it work? That's up to you.